G'day folks, welcome back to Pete's Investing. It's February the 6th, 2024. This is the gold technical analysis. We're also including some shares covering SPDR, Mult Mining, iShares Gold Trust, Barrick Gold and Direction Daily Junior Gold Miners Index. Just be mindful the overall trend has turned from neutral to bearish and we've got a divergence that's been hit to the downside. So covering the gold price first, you can see on the weekly, daily and hourly, and for those new to the channel, just to explain briefly, we've got the ADX 25, our trend indicator. It's currently showing a bullish movement on the weekly. We've got the CCI 400 also, that's also somewhat a trend indicator. That's showing pretty much a sideways move. And we've got the CCI 150, which is our divergence indicator, and it's showing here a double top or a slight decline on the CCI tops versus higher highs on the price, and that's showing a bearish divergence on the weekly. So that's still in play, but overall we're looking at a somewhat neutral to bullish movement on the price at the moment. On the daily, we've broken to the downside. You can see that's a fresh breakout to the bearish side on the ADX. The CCI 400 is also bearish, and the CCI 150 divergence indicator is moving to the downside in line with the price, but there's no divergence. And on the hourly, bearish on the hourly, bearish on the CCI 400. And the CCI 150 is also, we did draw this bearish divergence in our previous video, and that's actually broken down, hit our target level. Now if I was going to put a target on that, I measure that to the recent Fibonacci range down to there, and I aim for the closest Fibonacci range, which would have been the 23 to the 38% level. You can see there it's punched right through it in that big red bar, that bearish candle there, and it's actually fallen down below the 61%, and that's a key area for potentially further decline of the gold price in the coming hours and days potentially. So I'll just keep an eye on that daily and weekly, especially keep bearing in mind we've got a bearish divergence on the weekly. That's a pretty weak signal, or a strong signal for a weakening of the gold price. Next we look at SPDR gold shares. That's the ticker GLD, and again this is somewhat neutral to bullish on the weekly, bearish on the daily on both the CCI 400 and the ADX, and there's no divergence, and also bearish on the hourly, and again no divergence to talk of. Mult Mining, it's ticker NEM. That's been bearish for some time now on the ADX and the CCI 400. We do have a bullish divergence on the CCI 150 versus the price. The price has come down. Now it did actually bounce and hit our target area, but the price has now come back down and hit this support level at 33.58. So that divergence may have already played out. So I'll just keep an eye on that. If it breaks below that support, we're going to see further declines. On the daily, we've got a bearish movement on the ADX, bearish on the CCI 400, and again we had that divergence on the CCI 150 versus the price. It bounced, hit the target, and now it's bounced back down to that support. On the hourly, bearish on the ADX, bearish on the CCI 400, and it's currently playing out with a bullish divergence. You can see there. Now it may have already hit it there, possibly. I did draw it before our last video down to that previous low, that double bottom. But you can see there, as long as that CCI still tracks upwards, we're going to keep that in play. So let's move that there, and I'm going to move that. That could just be an extension of the divergence. Now currently it's broken below this support, so if this CCI breaks below that entry point, then it's going to invalidate that divergence. So that would have been the divergence that played out. So sometimes you've got to be careful how you read these divergence. The iShares Gold Trust, that's IAU. That's bullish on the weekly, somewhat neutral to bullish on the daily, but just note there's also a bearish divergence on the weekly CCI 150 versus higher highs on the price after bouncing off that resistance at 39.28. The daily is showing a fresh breakout to the downside on the ADX, bearish on the CCI 400, and the CCI 150 is also trending in line with the price, no divergence. And the 1 hour chart, bearish on the ADX, bearish on the CCI 400, and also the price is trending in line with the CCI 150, so no divergence to talk of there. Barrick Gold ABX, bearish on the weekly. You can see there it's bounced off that key resistance area and it's making further declines. Bearish on the daily as well on all our indicators, no divergence, and there's also this other bearish on the hourly as well, but again similar to the previous chart, there was a bullish divergence here, It was previously drawn there, and it may have already hit it, but that's now, the CCI is still trending upwards versus the lower lows in the price. So it's going to move that to that low there, and also subsequently move that to there. And again, if that falls below that point, we're going to disregard the divergence. Lastly, Direction Daily Junior Gold Miners Index, it's JNUG. We've got a somewhat mixed signal here. We've got a bullish divergence on the CCI 400, which is interesting, a bullish divergence on the CCI 150, but a bearish divergence on the ADX 25. So just, it's a bit of a mixed signal there. Just be careful of that. The price is now it's been in this range for some time after bouncing off that resistance. The daily is showing a bearish movement on the CCI and ADX. The 150 CCI is moving in line with the price, and we've also got this bullish divergence on the 1 hour chart. Now again, it may have already hit the target, but we're going to move that down and track it. So that's where we are at the moment. So just some very basic gold price analysis, looking at inflation data. With a continued high inflation could bolster gold's safe haven appeal. Federal Reserve policy, further interest rate hikes could dampen gold's attractiveness. And just be aware of geopolitical developments, escalating tensions or unforeseen events could trigger significant price swings. So again, the overall trend is bearish on these charts mostly. The divergence has been hit. There's still a few divergences still to play out, possibly. So if you got the value out of the video, hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a future video.